jellyfish. Welcome to the CayVin Universe. Is Drake a diddler? That's the question this week, Caylin.
I think he is. No, I don't. I don't think he is. I really don't know the beef that's going on between them, though. When you said you wanted to bring this up, I was like, damn, I have no knowledge in this.
Well, it's only because it's filling up my TikTok algorithm. You know, it's not on my Instagram, but it's on my TikTok algorithm.
Yeah.
And basically, like, yeah, I'm a metalhead. I really don't listen to rap much, but, you know, influences from, you know, people growing up, hanging out with friends in high school, influences from roommates. I do like, you know, of course, everyone likes Drake, right?
Mm-hmm. Everybody likes Drake.
Like, I mean, not that you don't have to like him personally or, you know, as a whole, but you at least like, there's at least one or two Drake songs that everyone likes.
Exactly. I feel like that's the same thing with Kendrick Lamar, too. Like, when I first met you is when Kendrick Lamar's Humble came out.
Yep.
And you actually knew some of those songs that you were, you'd, you know, listen to them here and there.
Yeah, because, you know, I think that's what I like about my playlist, you know. There's a little bit of, you know, I would say 70% screaming, but then, you know, you get into those songs where you're like, Kendrick's, around that time, that was when he,
So what do you,
it was Damn, his album, Damn, that's what it was called.
I'm saying Humble. No, he had a song called Be Humble, that's what I'm thinking
Yes, but
of.
that album was like, everyone was talking about the album, everyone listened to the album. So, yeah, I mean, and even before that, Kendrick had hits and Drake had hits.
Swimming pools, of course.
Do what?
Swimming pools.
Oh yes, of course. And but anyway, this has everybody talking. Even like I said, even metalheads and Swifties, or what's Olivia Rodrigo's fans called?
I don't know. That's a good question.
The guts.
The sours.
The sours. The Sour Patch Kids.
The sour guts.
The sour guts. That's a good one. So basically, you know, they've been going back and forth. You know, it started with Kendrick. Basically, Kendrick dissed Drake and J. Cole, right?
So what's the latest news?
So going back and forth between Drake and Kendrick, it started off as lyrics. The best way I heard it started off as lyrics, but now it ended up into possibly court statements because Drake, with his latest song, is saying that Kendrick is a false activist and a domestic abuser, saying he beats his wife, and within 10 or 20 minutes after Drake dropped that diss, Kendrick had his finger over the button because within 10 or 20 minutes after Drake dropping the diss, Kendrick uploaded his diss and basically claimed that Drake is hiding an 11-year-old daughter and is possibly a diddler.
Huh.
I don't want to say the word because last episode, you know, you can look at the views. Last episode, we were clearly shadow banned because I said GP 3 times within the first 2 minutes. You know, go back and watch it. Bump that views because, like I said, we were shadow banned. So
if you want to know what GP means,
if you want to know why we were shadow banned, I said GP in the first 2 minutes, and I also got a notice that said that we cannot monetize the episode, even though we're not even able to monetize.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Right.
But anyway. He's possibly, I would just say, diddler.
Okay, yes. But according to with the 11-year-old girl stuff, something I saw after you told me that, actually, I guess this is like the most recent news, was that apparently Drake said that, and I quote, "If you can find any proof that I have an 11-year-old daughter, I will quit rapping and I will go work for you." So I think that's a pretty hard statement.
Remember that time you just like, I'm just like playing the game and you just randomly came up to me and you're like, "Do you know about this killer?" And I was like, "No, never
it was
heard
a government conspiracy."
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
I was like, "Have you ever heard of the octopus, the government conspiracy?"
And I was like, "No." And then you just go, Interesting. And then you turned around and walked away and I was like, "Wait, what?"
I was like, well, you had to be there moment.
Yeah, as we learned from this past weekend, speaking of which, that's why we're sorry. As soon as we came back, we were late a week. You know, we hear you, people. It's why the following damn dropped. That's why I tried to tell you, Caylin. We got to keep constant updates.
I know, but you know what? We're not like Bobby Altoff, and we don't miss our daughter's first birthday.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what's been going on this past week. Yeah, which is why we're a week late.
Yeah, we came back and then we had to take a week off because of daughter's B-Day. It was great. It was a great weekend. But like I was saying, as we experienced from this past weekend hanging out with family, we have like a million inside jokes that nobody has any idea about.
Over the course of 2 days, we said like 100 different things that we have realized are insider jokes because, you know, we have family members looking at us like, what is wrong with these guys?
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, so we share them here. And then, you know, just there for your translation. Whatever you think.
Yeah.
Dan Schneider is just suing the makers of the Quiet on Set documentary, claiming
Defamation?
Defamation, yeah.
Yeah, but something funny that you told me that I never knew was that it's only defamation if it ain't true.
Exactly.
And it 100% is.
Right.
Witness testimonies.
Right. But that's the thing about Dan Schneider is, like, that's what I was kind of saying when I did the Squanchy Show, and I was talking about it, is, like, he never really, like, had anything. Like, he just was, like, a creep.
Right.
He never, like, he never was, like, well, I'm sure he did, but he never was caught.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're anywhere near that field, you're pretty much that.
And I'm pretty sure with the people.
I gotta grab a sip of water.
Okay, I'm pretty sure with the people that came forward, like on Quiet on Set and stuff, like talking, like, you know, about their stories and basically like their encounters with him, like what happened with him and stuff like that behind closed doors. It's like that's only for them to say. Like, who's to say that there's not somebody else out there that, you know, has like even like bigger, you know, gossip on him, or like bigger like encounters, like, you know, actually criminal encounters with him, that they're just too afraid to come forward.
Yeah, like Amanda Bynes.
Yep. There's a lot of suspicion with her, like
having his child at 13
you saw those,
years
like, old
and
tweets
having
that
to
were
get
like
a smushmortion.
Smortion.
I don't want to be shadow banned again.
I know, yeah, that's good. See, that's what you need to do when you want to say something terrible. Just like mix it up. Give it a little pizzazz.
Cuck. It's even worse.
I know.
But okay. I love calling people cucks.
Yeah. So back to Amanda Bynes. Yeah, so just basically like, you know, those tweets that I guess were deleted at one point that she was like, you know, going on like going off the deep end.
She warned us all along, people. Yeah. Why weren't we listening? It's always when it's too late.
But then again, back then, I feel like social media wasn't that big of a deal, so not a lot of people were on. That's
why I feel like nowadays you can't get away with shit. And that's kind of good.
Yeah.
It's kind of good.
That's definitely good. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, TikTok ban, you know.
I don't know about that, because can't people just use a VPN and download the app?
No, the point is that they...
Like, I thought that, like, if it actually goes into effect that, like, TikTok is banned, like, it's actually illegal to have the app at that point.
That might boost sales. Like, yeah, you just set your VPN to China and download TikTok. But they're probably, I mean, they already have headquarters here in America. They just aren't owned by an American company. But it's kind of, you know, the best way I heard it is it's just kind of conflicting, because, like, you know, America has American companies like Meta, you know, which controls Instagram or whatever. And it's like, you know, we were just out in dinner with our neighbors, and we're talking about beekeeping, because, you know, we have land, and I'm like, yeah, maybe behind the pond in the little wooded area that we have, you know, maybe I'll have a, you know, I want to do a little beekeeping deal. I don't even know what it's called, but I want to do, you know, have a bees thing where, you know, we get honey or whatever.
Yeah.
And we get home, and I scrolling through Instagram, and the first ad I see is about beekeeping and buying all these supplies about beekeeping. I've never gotten a beekeeping ad until we're talking about it. So we know our phones are listening. We know they know our keystrokes. They know the websites we visit. They know the apps we visit. They're listening to us, and they're just using that to target an ads, trying to sell us shit. Well, too bad we're broke, so you can't sell us anything.
Yeah.
But regardless... I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say my phone doesn't listen to me when I'm like, put $10,000 in my account. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Show us how to make our podcast successful.
Exactly.
But no.
Yeah.
Just want to sell us shit. Mm-hmm. You know. But so that's basically what it is, and these American companies are influenced by other American companies, kind of scratch your back, kind of scratch mine, target our ads, do this for us, push this agenda, blah, blah, blah. And TikTok is honestly an app where it's kind of more open. That's why, like I said, that we get certain algorithms on TikTok that we get on other apps, because it's owned by a company that's in another country that's like, we don't care about your American problems. We don't care about your American politics. We're going to show what we want to show on the algorithm. And America doesn't like that.
And one thing I don't respect is that, like, all these other American companies, like Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, like, like Mark Zuckerberg literally recently had to go in front of Congress and literally apologize to families that were there because of families that have lost another family member to bullying on social media, specifically Facebook, because apparently he and his company like never do anything about that. And then not to mention too that literally nowadays you can go on Instagram Reels and literally see someone being unalived. And it's like, I can actually appreciate that I can go on TikTok peacefully and like not have to see that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes some of the stuff you send me like on IG and like some of the stuff that even I come across just scrolling Reels is like pretty gnarly, and it's kind of scary because it's like I didn't need to see that.
But yet they have a sensitive content warning, and you have to click, and then you have to click, are you sure? Yes, for a Jeffrey Epstein video. It's like, wait, why did I see somebody unaliving, 3 reels ago, but now I'm seeing this sensitive content about the Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy.
Yeah, and not to mention...
It's weird. It's like, exactly, what agenda are we pushing? It's like, let's get these people used to seeing people going through that because,
Just like you said, you see something like that, and then 3 videos later, you scroll and see something completely different. That's like kind of me, like, my algorithm is kind of like, sometimes some of that crazy stuff will pop up here and there, but then also too, like, I'll get a bunch of mom stuff. So it's like, how does that even, like, match? Like, right. I'm not saying please give me this algorithm. Like, you're just offering it to me. And that's not right on the app's part.
Yeah. What do you think about those people you get on the algorithm where it's girls breastfeeding because, breastfeeding is allowed on the Instagram algorithm. You can just pull your tata out and feed as long as you're feeding your baby, it's perfectly fine. So girls are getting around that by using fake baby dolls. And that's just
like another like mental, like you're like not all there. And you know what, I finally see like this is like the perfect time for me to like go off and like say something about like how I feel. And it's just like that's one of those things. It's like, oh, like you never realize that it's offensive until you see it, because as a mother who was unable to breastfeed, like I find that offensive. You know what I mean? Like you're making fun of it essentially. You know what I mean?
No, and you're just using it for a sexual exploit.
Yeah exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Like saying that made me sweaty.
Yeah. Well, let's turn direction. What were we talking about before that?
We were talking about the TikTok ban.
Oh, yeah.
So don't ban TikTok, people.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
That's kind of not what because they're basically doing the same thing that Instagram does. It just we want, or these American companies do. We just want to have the power for the American companies to do so.
Exactly. Like
and no one else.
Yeah, like you said, a power for the American companies, but then also too, I feel like these other apps are like kind of, going to jelly school because they know that TikTok is literally like the most popular visited app. Yeah. Like me personally, like I'm on TikTok more than any other app.
Well, I still like Instagram more. I still think Instagram is king.
See, there are some people.
Yeah, I think, but I think I'm TikTok just too old because you're still kind of young. You're on that edge. Your age, you're on that edge of millennial and Gen X.
It's only 4 years.
Gen Z, not Gen X. My brother was Gen X.
Yeah, we're only 4 years apart.
But that's what I mean. You're still on that edge of because I think it literally cuts off 96, 97, which you were born.
Which is
97. So
it's like sometimes I can't decide where I want to be.
Yeah, you can't decide if you're a millennial or Gen Z.
Yep.
So
sometimes it keeps me up at night. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
fix your headband. Fix your headset.
Is it like backwards?
It looks. Do you have the right on the left right now?
Oh. I'm thinking these hurt. Why did those hurt?
I don't know.
I lost my Ray-Bans.
Yeah, they're not the Ray-Bans that I bought you.
I lost my Ray-Bans. I don't know. They're
what happened
woods.
to the screen?
They're in the woods somewhere.
Oh, you just got to give it a little shaky. You just got to play with it a little.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost my Ray-Bans in the woods somewhere, so.
Country life, people.
That sucks.
So are we... Oh.
You want to see a clip?
Oh, yeah.
What were you saying?
I was going to say, are we going to talk about how you've watched the Deadpool trailer like 15,000 times? Every time you're outside, I like walk out and I'm like, I hear the Deadpool trailer.
Jesus, that's a great. I can't wait. Wolverine and the X-Men have always been like my favorite like superheroes. And see, this is the type of stuff I wanted. Like I was gonna make this point. This type of stuff I usually would talk about on the Squanchy Show, which I'm gonna record right after this podcast. Mm-hmm. But Deadpool. This is kind of transitioning the Squanchy Show into the CayVin Universe because it's so big. Because I'm sure a lot of people are gonna see this movie. This is going to be the movie that brings Marvel back to life.
Right. I can see that.
Did you see how I thought so quick? Because I literally was saying bring like 10 words before I was supposed to say it.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works, people. But yeah. So
it's gonna be good.
Yeah. So the X-Men in general, and then Gambit was always my favorite
Yeah.
superhero growing up. But Wolverine is probably my favorite superhero now.
Yeah.
Superhero. It sounds so nerdy. But it's gonna be a great movie, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to it.
I can't wait. Yeah, I wasn't making fun. I was just making a point, a known fact.
Right. I'll dive deeper.
Also, are you okay? Because you have indentions on your nose.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those glasses.
Those glasses did a number on you, and we've been recording for 10 minutes. Those glasses had their way with you.
It fucking hurt. My ear was fucking hurting. I'm gonna have to beep those out. I'm trying not to say that. I'm trying to be better.
I know.
Especially as our daughter gets older, we're trying not to say certain words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like balls.
Like how I see balls with everything.
Yes. We're working on it.
We're working on it, people. Hey.
Okay, we're gonna watch a video.
We're gonna watch a clip. This is Spark Debate. I don't know what you think.
Oh, I can't hear it.
We got a little hiccup, people. Hold on, we'll get it.
Hey. Can you adjust the volume? Fuck.
All right, we had another hiccup because the volume blasted our eardrums out.
Literally. I jumped. I thought I was gonna die.
God, that hurt so much. We can't even put that on because that's gonna fucking. Oh.
Okay, play it.
All right. How would you like your soggy ass bread with marinara?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make
when you're on vacation, buying a pizza on the beach in Italy, and this sparks debate. What are you saying?
I was gonna say that if I'm on the streets of Italy and I'm dressed fancy and I'm like, oh, I need a pizza, but in a fancy way, absolutely not. But if I'm on a beach, probably drunk, then that looks good.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. I wouldn't just get it from a fancy street vendor, if I'm sightseeing and stuff like that, because I'd be like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I see it. But drunk on a beach in Italy, that looks like it'll hit.
It just looks, I mean, it is, but for Italy's sake, they just claim they have the best pizza. I can make a better pizza than that. But I mean, the look and the presentation, yes, I agree with
Soggy.
But
soggy and probably been sitting for a while. That doesn't look fresh. And I feel like if you go to Italy, you need fresh pizza.
I feel like America perfected pizza, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, honestly, you know what? I think Italy should just, stick to pasta. Because America's got the pizza, you know what I mean?
Sorry, Italy. You're out of here, folks. Oh, gosh. What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Did you hear about, again, this is another thing I would normally talk about on the Squanchy Show, but again, transcends the Squanchy Show. Yeah, this is the part I told you is the most important.
Damn.
Probably get copyrighted for that, but
probably.
What do you think about Linkin Park possibly getting a new female vocalist? Rest in peace, Chester.
Now, I remember we had a conversation about this prior to that video even existing, and it was just that, Linkin Park's thinking about coming back, and immediately I was like, no, you can't do it without Chester, you know what I mean? You can't, right. Who else is gonna, what other male, I should say, is gonna have a voice that's gonna fit Linkin Park? And it's just you just couldn't do it. But then this came up, and it's just ooh, I can get down with that.
Yeah, I would. listen to Linkin Park all over again. I mean, we have it on our phones. It pops up in shuffle.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would listen all over again to every single song with the female vocalist.
Yeah,
because
that can
just
actually
brings an interesting aspect, and I think that's the only way you should do it.
Right. Yes, that's the only right way for you to do it, right? Like to
right.
honor him. Like I feel like he'd be okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not speaking for Chester.
Might have just cracked the code. That's the thing,
Yeah.
because everyone
Yeah.
always hates on replacements and bands, and it's like that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
should just swap it up
Yeah.
completely like that. Like,
Right. Well, that's basically just like what I was saying, like when we talked about, like, no, like you can't do it without Chester. Like you can't, like we were giving this possible like male, like not even a chance. We were just like, no.
like
but,
like that's what I mean. Yeah, any like that's just how it is. Any
Yeah.
male is like, nope,
yeah, exactly.
not Chester.
Yep.
But then you throw
But
the opposite gender in there, and you're like, oh,
it might work. It
It'll
might work.
work.
And you know why? Is because like not even somebody who like regularly listens to metal music, but just knowing based off of what you've shown me and like what you listen to, and is like that there's not enough like female like metal metal singers, you know what I mean? Not that I know of, or
and
not
yeah,
that
and
are,
the
like,
ones that are, they like
good.
it's like niche,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's like you have to be like good, and that is good.
yeah, exactly. So I think that's the way to go, because I mean, you could say just let Chester rest and let Linkin Park, just rest with them, but at the same time, Linkin Park had other members that unfortunately maybe they're set for life, but when you're used to a certain lifestyle, you need to go back to what you know to make some money, and that's touring, that's recording, and they could possibly sell a whole nother set of records just with that. And talk about the tours, but because they were about to go on tour, I think right before Chester passed away too.
Damn.
Pretty sure they were, or they had just finished touring. But yeah, I mean, life, unfortunately, I mean, doesn't have to be that way. But according to society, yeah, the show must go on.
Yeah, that just reminds me of something that's not on our agenda, but something that I should bring up because I'm curious what you think about it. And it's that, remember I told you that like they were like hinting like a Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah,
return.
Yeah, where are they doing with that?
There's a new album.
Like,
There's a new album coming
is
out.
It AI?
And
AI Johnny
I don't
Cash?
think it's AI. I think it's just like unreleased stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they basically, but like you were just saying, like with life goes on essentially, and it's like money, money needs come up, I guess I should say, and so it's like I feel like that's what it is too. Like everybody in the comments is like, oh, how is Johnny Cash coming before GTA 6 or whatever? I don't even know about all that, but basically just
Johnny Cash comes out the new album before GTA 6.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes, but it's just the fact that it's like, yeah, like it's most likely because the family just needs a little something right now, and and what better way than to just put like more material out of him all these years later.
Yeah. I guess that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah. But it's like, damn. How does that look on the family, though? Like, if you were Johnny Cash's, like, great-granddaughter, would you still try to, like, do things to, like, live off of him? Like,
yes.
But it's like, I'm not going to get figure out my own living and my own job and career. I'm just going to try to make money off of my deceased.
But also that too, it's like you got to think too, like the good it's gonna do for other people. Like, can you what about the fans that were like devastated when Johnny Cash died, and oh my God, I'm never gonna hear his music again? And it's like, no, like that could actually bring some positivity to some people. Now it's different if it's like, oh, I'm on TikTok and I'm like, get ready with me as Johnny Cash's great granddaughter. You know what I mean?
True.
That's just trying to get money. But when you're actually doing something for the good of other people, that I can understand.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You got a point there.
Yeah, I do have a point there.
Jesus. Oh. What do there? Speaking of, just getting money.
Honestly, I think that selling your body, like if we're going by that definition, being in the army is worse than being on OnlyFans.
Wow.
You're selling your body to the government.
Damn it.
What?
So right away I was like, this B.
This
But then I saw that with that clip or stitch or whatever, and then read the comments. A lot of veterans are agreeing with her. Like, what? This dystopia that we live in.
Yeah, you're like, you might have a point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Those guys don't get naked and do sexual stuff for the government.
BBC for the government. Well, technically,
the government does not require you to write a BBC.
you get it up there one way or another.
No pun intended.
Exactly. So, topic for debate there.
I don't know. I think she's just trying too hard.
Right,
I think she's just mad at the end of the day.
She apparently did the corn for a few months and got big off of that and is now like doing shit like that, trying to do shocking interviews to stay relevant.
That's on her. And then the whole thing with like, oh, I'm trying to get my stuff removed was like, you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be known as like that, and it's like that's how you got here.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody would know who you are. Mm-hmm. People would just think you're related to Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, yeah, that's a better way to say it. Yeah, I'm Wiz's cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should come out with an album.
Wiz Khalifa featuring Mia Khalifa.
Yeah. How long have we been going for?
We've been going for 30 minutes. Doesn't even feel like it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. No, we'll end with, instead of ending with this or that or something, because we're going to change it up weekly, we'll end with a little uninfluenced or demonetized segment where we talk crap about...
Where we talk to Smackaroony.
Yes.
It's Smackaroony time.
Yeah, so for this uninfluenced segment, Shudder. Yeah, so this is basically where we talk crap about Shudder for sucking.
For sucking. Don't waste your time, because you know what? I signed up for, this is how it all came about. I signed up for the free 7-day trial that they offer. And just like any other app, you should be able to get your money back if you do not like the app. And you know what? I got it free for the 7 days because, yes, there was one movie I wanted to watch. And I thought, I have 7 days. Let me look and see what else there is. Complete and utter poopiness. Like, there is nothing good for you on there to watch. And so I inquired, and I'm like, hey, like, can I just get my money back? Because, like, y'all took the money out of my account, and I'm just not really feeling your app. And they're like, oh, no, we can't do that. And so I'm like, seriously? Like, y'all are not a real app for that. And it just, like, really frustrated me because, like, any other app, like I said, any other legit good app that have, like, actual good titles and content and stuff, like, we'll be like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, we get it. But no, these people think they're so good. And you know what? They tried to offer me a free month trial. It's like, no, I didn't even want the 7 days. You know what I mean? Like, I watched an 1.5 hour movie, and I was done with y'all after that. You know what I mean?
You heard it here, folks. Did you ever finish that Jester movie?
No, because it sucked.
Oh, God.
Yep.
And that's the same company that passed on Talk to Me, which Talk to Me is an amazing. Even if you don't like horror movies, but you're like not really that afraid. Like if you're afraid of jump scares, there's no jump scares. No. So we learned that. Mm-hmm. So.
It just has like a really deep meaning. And you know what? Yeah. I watched it and I thought like it was such a good movie. And then I watched it with my babe over here, and he brought up some really good points at the end that I didn't even see. Completely went over my head, and it just made me like, I want to watch it again. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's pretty good. So it was so good.
Saw 10 pissed me off, but Saw 10 has a good plot.
Saw 10? Oh, it's Saw 10.
Saw 10 has a good plot, but the end it will piss you off if you love John Kramer.
Saw 10. Man.
But, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No.
Talk to Me is really great.
Talk to Me is good. Yeah, really if you haven't seen it yet, we were influenced by Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the creators are great. I'd love to have the creators as guests on our podcast one day, but
a dream.
Who knows?
A dream.
Danny and Michael, you heard it here. Come on our podcast.
I don't even know their names.
Well, that's just it.
Now we're
Why
whispering.
do you never see my
reels? Now we're whispering now. Oh, you really want to get into this right now?
Yes, I had it written as a note. I wanted to get into it. Why do I send you 20 reels a day and you never see them?
Because you send me 20 reels a day.
You can scroll through TikTok and Instagram for an hour, but you can't just click your messages?
As I said 15 minutes ago, I don't really get on Instagram.
But
I get on TikTok all the time. You can't just
background click Instagram?
No.
Why?
Because it's the same reason why you don't see my stuff when I send it to you.
What do you mean?
So you go off and you send me all these 20 reels. I send you 3 and they never get seen. They get lost in the shuffle.
Me on TikTok.
No, they get lost in the shuffle because you send me 20 and then I send you 3 and then you send me 20 more.
Exactly. If you react, then I'd go back and watch what you reacted to, and then I'd be like, oh, I got 3 ones that I need to react to.
Okay, well, you know what? As we speak, I'm trying to get better at it. And that is because I have caught up on the 20,000 reels you sent me, and I am caught up as of today. So we'll just take it day by day.
Okay.
So sorry you feel that way.
Yes.
I love you. I love you.
But yes, I'm going to end it with that.
I literally have said I love you twice.
Oh, I love you too. Love you too.
Yes, let's end it with that.
If you like this episode, people, like and subscribe, please. We love you. And
He loves y'all.
Yes, exactly. And look at the description or on our link tree for our site for some merch.
Yes.
And then patreon.com/CayVin. I'm doing an episode of the Squanchy Show right now.
Yes.
So we'll get into that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And don't
Join
forget
me
to
there
follow us on
Patreon.
social media.
Yeah.
On all your favorite social media apps at CayVin Universe.